So today's tip is watch your language. I'm Rachel Maunder and I work with people helping them tell their story, and I do that by helping them craft their story for talks and presentations. So the tip about language today, watching your language, is more about the presentation as a whole. And I'm not talking about obscenities and swearing, I'm talking about making sure that you are speaking in a way that your audience is going to understand you. So whatever your particular area of expertise, basically the message is don't get carried away with the speak and the language that is relative to that profession, that area of your world, as it were. So if you are in the technical world, there are all sorts of technical terms, abbreviations and so on that anybody else in the technical world will understand. And if you're having a conversation with them, whether in the workplace or whether it is a presentation, it's absolutely fine to use your profession-specific language. If, however, you are talking to a more general audience, where you might and are likely to have a few people that understand your world, but the majority probably don't, then absolutely make sure that you don't use too much of the technical language. It can be a bit of a fine line. You don't want to treat your audience as if they know nothing. So useful phrases can be things like "you might already know," but do avoid abbreviations. If you use them, follow up with what they mean, because you don't want to confuse your audience. I know for myself, I'm not technical, and if a conversation starts to become too technical, I'm lost. I don't know what they're talking about. They may as well be talking in a language that I don't understand. But I think the place that gets overlooked is a little bit in the coaching and therapy world. There are all sorts of phrases that become almost everyday language. So they're not technical terms as such, but they're the things like breaking through your limiting beliefs. Well, who in an ordinary conversation that is not in that world of small business, coaching, therapy talks about limiting beliefs? Your audience may not yet know what they are. And if you start, and nobody generally sets out to want to break through their limiting beliefs. What is it that breaking through those limiting beliefs is going to bring for them? That's the kind of thing for that sort of language. And equally, you know, when we're talking about the way you speak, is a big debate on whether I'm not suggesting that you should for 1 minute change your accent or so on. But if you are somebody who swears a lot naturally in your conversation, just think about what you want your audience to do and who is in the audience. Is it time to tame that a little bit or not? There's no right answer, and for different audiences and what you want them to do as a result will change that. And the same if you do have a strong regional accent, you know, maybe own that and say, you know, you're going to have to listen hard because I've got a strong Brummy accent or whatever it is. But just always thinking about who's in the audience. It's never about you when you're on that stage or speaking to people. So I hope that's useful, and do check out the other tips. And of course, if I can help you craft that story or with your presentation skills, let's have a conversation.